Good morning. We're going to talk about what's available in the marketplace in Pasco County and what we can do to get a house. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of this. Okay. I'm Randy Jenkins. I put out these videos to help people in their search and in their uh, becoming successful homeowners. I do specialize in Pasco County, but I lived in Hillsborough for 10 years. I know Hernando and Pinellas very well. Right now, we're going to do the state of the market. If you look down here where my cursor is, there's 4,664 listings in Pasco County. This is a huge number. 1869 are the pendings. The reason that's important is we know the market is performing. We were down to 1,000 pendings back just after Helene and Milton. For sold, I like to go back 7 days and then 37 days because it takes 3 or 4 days for some of these transactions to be reported. So what we're seeing here is that 1,471 transactions have occurred in that particular 30 days. Let's just look at -7 for the fun of it. And you have to do 0 minus 7. And this will give us an idea. 226 transactions. Let's go back 14 days. 475. That's not a good number. Well, it is what it is. If you're buying a house, it's because it's your time. And if you're a first-time home buyer, then I'm going to give you some clues and some ideas and some suggestions. Generally, first-time home buyers are going to go FHA. FHA is a first-time home buyer program where the federal, and it's not first-time home buyer, it's anyone who hasn't owned a home in 3 years can be categorized as a first-time home buyer, or can be qualified to buy an FHA mortgage, to get an FHA mortgage. Right now, there's 2,069. I hope you're watching this where my cursor is. There's 2,069 homes to choose from. Now, what we want to do, in my opinion, you do not want to buy in a flood zone. You can't buy in a flood zone. Your debt ratio is going to get messed up, and you're going to have a whole lot of challenge qualifying for a home that needs flood insurance. And I'm sure after these recent floods, you're aware or may have heard about this. So there's 1,761 properties that we can look at. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take out the 55 and older. We're down to 1,595 properties. If you can buy a one bathroom homes are cheaper. There's only 71 one-bathroom homes, and generally speaking, families don't want one-bathroom homes. But if you're able to handle a one-bathroom home, please reach out to me, and I'll do your own video for one-bathroom homes. We're going to go ahead, and if you can buy a two-bathroom home, you can certainly buy a three-bathroom home, and that brings us up to 1,524 matches. Just out of curiosity, are there any one-bedroom houses? There's one one-bedroom house that will go FHA. We don't want to talk about that one. So there's 1,523 properties. We're going to go ahead and assume that you're not buying a high-end property. So let's take 400,000 and less. Brings us down to 627 properties that will go FHA. And that's just way too much for me to be able to analyze. So let's go down. Let's say we want something that's pretty good, but not terribly expensive. So we'll go over 200. Let's go 200 to $300,000 and see what we can buy on an FHA mortgage for between $200 and $300,000. First Avenue and Holiday Gardens, 1,088 square feet. Here's 1,184 square feet for 209. Brown Acres. This doesn't have a garage, and I'll tell you, there's so many choices that we can go ahead and say that most people want a garage. So let's go ahead and put in a one-car garage. It brings our numbers down to 104. If we can buy a one-car garage, we can certainly buy a two-car garage. The fact is, let's go ahead and tighten it up by doing two-car garages. There's 54 properties that are still in this price range that will give you a two-car garage. I mean, let's face it, you deserve a two-car garage. All right, Vineyard, this 10,000 block in Regency Park has a lot of homes that have had settlement issues. I could go into depth about why that is, but let's go ahead and skip that one. Windsor Mill is a great subdivision in Hudson, $227,000. You know what? Because there's still so many properties, let's just go up to 3 bedrooms and see what the market looks like here. There's 30 properties that'll give you a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage, and not be in a flood zone. So the cheapest property is $245,000, and it sure looks mobile home-ish to me. I mean, it's not bad, but this is not, I don't think this is a block home. And I'll tell you what, with the Florida now having tornadoes, maybe we should just look at block homes because we have so many to look at. Let's go ahead and look at block homes only so that we can get you something that might withstand a tornado. And certainly we have the tornadoes in hurricanes, but we just recently had a pretty bad, I was saying there's none. Let me go ahead and fix that. That can't be right. All right, there's 27. Tallahassee recently had a terrible, terrible tornado that was not part of a hurricane. All right, Highland Ridge. This is a great brand new neighborhood. This is a 2000 brand new, 20 years old. Okay, this is a new roof. You know, this is possibly the best deal in the marketplace. Are those high ceilings? They look high. Look how much. Oh yeah, these are vaulted ceilings. So this is the property right here that jumps out to me. That says this is the property that jumps out to me. This is $192 a square foot. So if you're an FHA buyer, oh, look at this. This is my listing. 242 days on the market. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage. There is a tiny, tiny kitchen. And these weird blood granite veined looking, you know what, this is a nice house. Vaulted ceilings. It does have an annual maintenance fee of $340 a year. It's $28 a month, but you're in a great neighborhood of Beacon Woods. Here we have one in Zephyr Hills. It's a short sale. We want to ignore the short sales and the auctions. Shadow Ridge, $250,000. They can't seem to sell this one. I wonder why. Interesting. Driftwood Village. I know this property. It's got a fireplace. These are original dated cabinets in the kitchen, but for $259,000, you're going to assume they'll take a lot less since it's been in the market for so long. This is $180 a square foot. Holiday Gardens, $269,000. Been on the market for 212 days. It just goes to show. Oh, and look at it. It's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. It does look like it has really low ceilings, and that's been an issue for some of my buyers, that they don't want to have low ceilings. Another Beacon Woods Village, $270,000. This is $20,000 more than the last one, but it has a much bigger kitchen. Look at what they did. That's what we should have done. We should have added a cabinet here and put a great big countertop. Well, I tell you, if you want to buy my Beacon Woods property, I'll make that change for you just because you watched this video. Look at that ceiling. All right, so everybody's a critic. And what I've noticed about real estate is everybody's a critic. Okay, this is $144 a square foot. Excuse me, this is $144 a year in fees, $192 a year in $192 is the list price per square foot. Jasmine Lakes, a lot of houses in here have had settlement issues. I don't know that we're going to go through. Oh, this is a pretty good floor plan. Actually, I know this floor plan very well. This is 1,726 square feet. Corner lot, $285,000. Arlington Woods. This is a great neighborhood. How is this on the list? And it's got a pool? Holy moly. That's a real estate for holy moly. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2-car garage with a pool for $211 a square foot in a great neighborhood, Arlington Woods. Very nice homes. Orchid Lake Village. This is out in Dade City on Fort King. This has got $218 a square foot. It's only 1,300 square feet. I mean, yeah. So what's going to happen is if you call me up and say, let's go shopping, what I would do is say, let's jump on a Zoom call and let's look at some of the issues. Oh, look at this. This is a brand new home. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2-car garage. $156 a year, $208 a square foot. What you're going to want to do is you want to compare apples to apples. Oh, I know this property. It's partially in a flood zone. This is look at this, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with vaulted ceilings. All right, this is number 18. And so there's going to be a whole bunch more properties in this. Golly, this is just great. There's so many great choices. If you're a $300,000 buyer, then look at the Oaks at River Ridge. Oh my goodness, for $299,000, it works out to $184 a square foot. Look, I'm 10 minutes into this, and generally speaking, people don't stay on that long, so I guess I can slow down. What you want to do anytime you're analyzing a criteria is you want to look at the pendings and the solds. The idea behind that is that you want to know what's happening in the market. It's like stocks. If you're buying stocks, you look at the history, you look at what's going on in the market. It also works in that for following the market analogy, those sports where you pick the players. Okay, these are all are pending listings. These have all gone under contract. This went under contract in 3 days. This went under contract in 4 days. 211 days, and it finally went under contract. It's basically $250,000. What a great house. Look at this. This is $260,000, $161 a square foot. Barnett Loop. I played Barnett Loop. Bougainvillea. I would rather have that Barnett Loop. Clayton Village. Older home, 1981, but a great, great neighborhood. 1,400 square feet, works out to a list price of $180 a square foot. Fantasy Sports. Viva Villas. This is in a mandatory evacuation zone. Palm Terrace. Zephyr Hills. Yeah, if you're doing fantasy football or fantasy basketball, it's all based on what has happened. And that's the analogy and the illustration I want to give you when we're talking about looking at the pendings and the solds. 137 days in Regency Park. I was going to say this is a smaller home, 1,396 square feet. Windsor Mill, 1984 house. Fairway Oaks, under contract in 181 days. Now, this is $317 a month, so we probably should have taken that criteria out. Beacon Woods, $340 a year, 1,700 square feet. Look at this Rainbow Oaks. Wow. How about that? This is a great neighborhood. Oh, no refrigerator and pink countertops. But it went contract and pending in 9 days because of the hood, for sure. All right, so now what I want to do is I just want to look at the solds in this criteria because this is truly going to give us the way the market is behaving right now. Let's go back 30 days and see if we get 10 or 15. 12 properties. This works. I want to use it for the illustration, not for the knowledge. Okay, this one is $235,000, sold over the asking price in 3 days in Bear Creek. Here's a brand new home sold $40,000 below the asking price. It's not even built yet. For me, there's always a story. We don't get to know what the story is, but that one there makes no sense. Here's $280,000. It sold for $260,000 in 259 days. This days on market gives us an illustration of the strength of the market in this criteria. 52 days, it sold for $2,500 under the asking price. Jasmine Trails, 1988 home, asking $270, sold over the asking price. Now, when you see this, it's likely because the seller agreed to pay closing fees on behalf of the buyers. And I am a mortgage broker, and I am actually going to do a seminar next Thursday. If you want to jump on, I should basically here. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do an advertisement right in the middle of my webinar here. All right, Randy Jenkins is my name. This is Randy J. Zoom seminar. Okay, I'm going to do a live webinar where I'm going to talk about down payment assistance. RandyJ.zoomseminar.com. I put out a bunch of marketing for this, and they made a mistake in the ad, so I canceled a couple of the ads. I can't get it fixed until Tuesday, so I'm not expecting much of a showing unless this video generates an audience. But either way, I will be putting this on my YouTube channel. The webinar I'm doing on next Thursday. It's 6 days from, or no, it's 5 days from now. I'm doing a webinar, and if you hook up with me on my YouTube channel, here's my YouTube channel. It's at Randal Jenkins Realtor, and I put out quite a bit of content. Let me just show you my videos. I don't really promote them. Sometimes they get look, 32 on this one I did yesterday, 59 on one I did a couple of days ago on stilt homes, $1 million stilt homes, 15 for waterfront. I didn't promote that at all. But if you do my views, I do have some that have had 300 or 400, 200. But anyway, if you have an interest, what you'll do is you'll note this Randal Jenkins Realtor, not the one with me in the hat, but the one with me in the suit. And you can watch my video without having to sign up that I'm going to make on this coming Thursday, highlighting down payment assistance. And hopefully from this experience of watching this video, if you do watch the video, you'll have an opportunity to decide that perhaps you want to use me as one of your resources in your search for real estate. All right, this one was $280,000. It sold for $5,000 less in 10 days. Lutz, Potterton, Highlands, gated community, cost $246 a month. It went under contract in 15 days. This is a 2020 house. This is like a brand new home. It's 5 years old for $285,000. Triple split plan. 4 bedrooms. Holy moly. Holy moly. All right, Ravenswood Village in Beacon Woods. Very nice neighborhood. 1987, but very nice neighborhoods. Larger lots. Lakeside, 300 grand. Sold for $295 in 29 days. Lone Star Ranch, 2006 house. $4,000 over the asking price. And then the last one is Zephyr Hills. Okay, I'm Randy Jenkins. I made this video to help educate and inform, and I'm here to help. If I was really smart, I would have put my contact information somewhere so that you could view it. Let's see. If you open this up, we can look. Here's my contact information. I put out a little bit of content. I'm a mortgage broker at American Mortgage Services out of Tampa. Here's a button that if you, well, let me just push it. In theory, there's nobody watching after the first 10 or 15 minutes, but this is down payment resource. It's a opportunity for you to check to see your eligibility to get down payment assistance. In fact, since I believe everyone left me because the average person leaves after 3 minutes or 30 seconds, let me pull up something right here and show you. I get copies of all the emails that I send out to all of my, I don't want to do what vacant land. Let's jump over here. All right, let's look at this random house on what's called One Home. One Home is the website that we realtors send you where you can look at houses. You can request a view, you can favorite it, you can you'll get emails from me if you sign up. But here's what I want to show you. I want to show you this down payment assistance. This property may qualify for 27 programs and up to $60,000 in down payment assistance. If you click on this, it wants me to sign in. I want to see if I can sneak past it. Get program details. No, but wants my info. RJ 409 home. I've done this so many times. It's probably tired of me. 727-409-4663. Yes, I prefer to get contacted by email. Get program details. Let's see if it'll feed it. Down payment. Here's different down payment assistance programs. Oh, this one's out of funds that you can apply for that will allow you to either get grants that you don't have to pay for or second mortgages that you do have to pay for. Um, there are a lot of programs out there. And one of the things I always advise when I'm giving my uh, webinars is to tell you that, in my experience, people spend a lot of time looking for a home. And if they spent half that much amount of time looking for the money for down payment assistance, they would be in way better shape. I mean, let's face it, when we look at a $300,000 home, and that's what this one sold for, the question is, are you going to go FHA? Are you going conventional? Do you have down payment assistance? Do you have help with closing fees? Do you know how to get the seller to pay the closing fees? These are all issues that are going to come up if you are working with a realtor that's on the ball. Look, if you're a cash buyer and you want the best deal, hey, let's just do that. Let's just say, I'm a cash buyer and I want the best deal. What's the best deal in this criteria? We've already determined that there are 27 properties in this criteria. Which one is the best deal? Well, what we want to do is take out the ones with fees. Now we're down to 12. And the question is, which one's the best deal? So let's go $150 a square foot or less. And we end up with none. Let's go $180 a square foot and less. We end up with 3. All right, these are the 3 best deals on this list. Now, we didn't put in anything regarding year built, but if I were a buyer today, these are all larger houses, 1,700 square feet in Jasmine Lakes. This Shadow Ridge is a pool home. And this one in Hudson in Viva Villas is not the best deal because this is in a mandatory evacuation zone, even though it's not a flood zone. So I will say the best deal on the market is, this is a nice house. And this is the cheapest house. This is $165 a square foot. So this Bergamot is the best deal on the market. Look, it's got a half a bath, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, $165 a square foot, the best deal on the market. This one is very nice, and it is the best deal on the market in the 322, 3-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage, and a swimming pool. And this is the best deal on the market if you're looking for a pool home. And I invite you to reach out to me. Let's put my contact information back up here. There it is, Randal Jenkins, Florida Real Estate Partners, and American Mortgage Services. I have a bunch of videos. Here's best practices. Here's my February 20th webinar. Here's my tips. And lastly, I'm going to jump back over here. Write this down, randyj.zoomseminar.com. You don't have to attend the seminar or webinar. All you have to do is sign up for it. And then the next day, we'll automatically email you a copy of the webinar. If that doesn't work out and you forget to do that, just jump on my Randal Jenkins Realtor YouTube site and you can watch my video once I publish it. And by the way, here's a webinar I did on February 20th. There's another one. If we go back even further, you can watch. Look, here's down payment assistance. I got to promote these videos. But anyway, I'm 23 minutes into it. If you're still watching it, thank you. Have a great day. Call me anything real estate related. If you need mortgage money, reach out and I will get you a pre-approval. And here I am. I'm going to have to shave because my girlfriend doesn't like it, but I just want to see. I wish you the best. Have a great day. Bye now.